So after the last two books, I kind of wanted to read something that was less grim and tense and decided to go with A Deadly Walk in Devon by Nicholas George. The main character of this story is a retired police detective. He's in his late 60s and his partner recently passed away, so he's still kind of in that grieving process, but he's also trying to make himself get out more and reconnect with both the people that he's acquainted with and the things that he used to enjoy. And one of those things is walking tours in England. So he's originally from San Diego, but he enters a Wanderers walking tour with an old friend called Billy, who also kind of needs to get out of the house for a while because her sister has medical issues, and it's kind of been her focus for a while, but her sister wants her to get out and continue living her life and finding ways to relax a bit instead of over fixating, I guess, on the challenges that they're facing. So the two of them go to England, and the people in this tour start to arrive, but one of these people immediately gets off on the wrong foot with just about everybody. He's really rude, often says a lot of things that, rub people the wrong way, doesn't seem to treat his wife very well, who's a lot younger than him, and just in general is not a very pleasant person. He's also convinced that someone is trying to kill him. When he discovers that Chase was a police detective, he actually approaches him in the hopes that he will help protect him, because for reasons that he won't share, he says that he can't go to the police with the threats that he has been receiving. And at first, Chase doesn't technically take him very seriously, but after several accidents that may or may not have actually been accidents, it starts to seem like this man might actually have a point, and it turns out that he was completely right, since he does get murdered, and now Chase is helping the local police try to figure out who committed the crime, since he feels both slightly responsible because he even though there may or may not have actually been anything more he could have done, he feels like he should have kept a closer eye on him, maybe there is something that he could have done to prevent the death from happening. And also at the same time, it's nice, I guess, to get back into detective work. He's too old for the police to let him back onto the force, but he also doesn't want to sit around doing nothing. He wants to feel like he's doing something useful still, and this has kind of been for him, he's finding it a good callback, I guess, to the stuff that he used to do. So the guy who got murdered is actually a really wealthy owner of a series of nursing homes or retirement facilities or whatever you want to call them, but they don't really have a great reputation. And as the investigation unfolds, it turns out that almost everybody on their walking tour has some kind of a connection to him and his business, or some kind of motivation that might cause them to commit murder. So it's a pretty typical kind of murder mystery, and it definitely was more relaxing. It's the kind of murder mystery where it's pretty obvious why someone would want to kill them, and you kind of work through the suspects. There aren't any overly evil, overly perverted, or overly bloody aspects to the story. Maybe it's weird to say it was a nice, normal murder mystery, but that was kind of how it came across to me. It was written in first person, and it did also have a kind of sense of humor that I appreciated. The writing style was pretty relaxed, and some of the way it described things tended to amuse me. I remember this one phrase when Chase was walking into the hotel and he's looking at the members of his walking tour arranged everywhere and thinking to himself that, oh yeah, this could be a painting with a subject like suspects in repose. So, things like that just kind of amuse me. It's not really a kind of laugh out loud kind of humor, but it was a kind of writing style that was a nice break from the really serious stuff that I was reading before.